Hello and welcome back to our Cold Infinity playtest. Let's playtest poorly, I suppose. Music is by Carl Casey at White Bat Audio. And so I have taken a bit of a hiatus from these and did some adjustment of the game rules mechanics. The big one that's going to matter for most things is that I have changed the to hit roll from a 3d6, which gives us a distribution that kind of centers around here, to a d20, which makes it a little bit more interesting, I think. It'll be a little bit more open-ended. Won't be quite as clustered around hull damage. So we're going to go ahead and grab some dice here. I'm going to grab the d20 that we need. I'm probably going to grab a few of these, maybe 2 of those dice, and then a couple of the d10s for right now. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at what we've got going on here. We have 3 gunships. It's going to be these 3 guys, little tiny ships, versus 3 gunships. Well, actually, one of these gunships is a corvette, but it's small. Corvettes are small. And these 3 here are going to be the new faction that I've put in, the Obrakidi. They are characterized by basically being particle weapons only. That's all they do. But their main thing is that they're incredibly fast. They have really powerful engines, and so the idea is that they will spend most of their time just trying to get in a maneuver and get ahead of the game a bit. Meanwhile, these are going to be 3 Elahi ships, like the ones that we played in the last playtest. Rikasu, a Parakti, and a Sarshi. And then these are Te Tiravi, Te Kashiki, and a Te Omradi. Alright, so the way we're going to be playing this scenario is that we've got these 3 ships here are kind of doing a patrol, and they're heading from here to here. And they're going to be intercepted by these 3 ships over here, going in this direction. I'm starting them out as already moving at speed 3, which I have marked here for turn 1 for each of them. They're already moving at speed 3 for both sides. I have, because I'm doing a 3-on-3 instead of a 1-on-1, I have added these extra counters up here to just kind of give me, so I can remember their initiative order. So we'll be going from left to right. Everything else is more or less the same. The basic turn sequence outline is the same. We will not be doing things like fighters and so on, just as last time. Mainly, this playtest is about seeing how a multi-ship combat goes. That's why I've decided to strip it down to like small ships that are going to be quick and easy to run. But let's take a look at what we've got. So we have this Rikasu here. It's a gunboat. It has a couple of proton claws that fire out the A. And that's about it. They just got the 2 proton claws on that one. This one here has 2 proton knives. And let's see, what else does it have? Oh, it just has 2 proton knives. Oh, that's right. It's overlap, AB and BC. And then over on this one, this is a Parakti support corvette. This one's a little bit bigger than the other guys. This one has proton claw, and a fusion disruptor. The fusion disruptor is a comm disruption weapon. We'll see if we get some use out of that. Let me see if I can track down what that does. Here we go. Pop out. See if I can find it. It's going to be over here in page 112, thereabouts. All right, let me see if I can track that down, and then we'll look at it. Okay, so comm disruption. Comm disruption. If a weapon with this if a weapon with this enhancement hits a sensor, that sensor is disabled for at least 1 turn. The number of turns that the target system is disabled will be listed in parentheses. I think I didn't list it in parentheses on here, but it's basically, on this one, it's 1. So if it hits, where are we? Yeah. So comm disruption, if it hits a sensor, say like this one, if you roll an 18, then it disrupts the sensor for the next turn. And then we also have to look up supercharger. Which is, oh, not there. There it is. By applying 2 points of additional power, a weapon with the supercharger enhancement gains fixed damage of +5. Weapons that already have 20 points of fixed damage may use this enhancement to increase the total to +25. So if we add power, we get +5 damage. Normally this thing is only doing 1d10. We could get it to a +5 on that, 1d10 +5, if we use the extra power. If we have, so right now, our battery holds 10. Our capacitor is a 12.6. So it has 12, and then it recharges 6 every turn. And it uses 7 pretty much every turn if everything is powered up, which we probably will not do. We will not power up the fusion disruptor unless we absolutely need it. And when we do, we'll probably supercharge it so that it'll take 3 power and we'll turn off the proton claws. That's most likely how we're going to run that. We'll see how it turns out. All right, and then over here we've got the Obrakiti ships. These guys are very simple. They have particle beams, burst configuration, bit of damage. This one is a essentially this is a point defense weapon. It has a -5 defensive fire. There's another P-beam here. These are all pretty good. This one has a -1 per 3 clicks. This one, I think, probably shouldn't have a -1 per 3 clicks. I'm actually going to have to check that out. I think that's incorrect. I might have to make a modification. Let me go check that right now. No, I was actually mistaken. This is correct. I had gotten confused as to what I had made the distinction between the X version and the regular version. The difference is the rate of fire. The X version has 2 shots per turn, and the regular P-beam has 1. So yeah, these guys are going to be pretty much the same. So this one has a point defense and a double shot. So this one's pretty decent in terms of its abilities. It fires 2 beams, AB and BC, and then a 360-degree point defense one. This one over here has 1 P-beam only, firing out 360 degrees. The real advantage on this guy is you can see here the thrusters are frickin' enormous. And the engine puts out 8 points of engine power. This one only puts out 4. It's got decent engines and decent thrusters, but this one is absolutely super fast. So that's really what it's going to be doing, is it's going to be like trying to flit around and do its one shot and then scoot on. All right, so then over here we have the Omradi. This one is going to have 3 P-beams. One of them is 360. The other ones are AB and BC. They also have pretty decent speeds again, but it's got 3 P-beam ones instead of 2 P-beams and a PD, a point defense. But it doesn't move as quickly as this guy does. So we'll see how they turn out. It's probably going to end up being a little bit of a mismatch because these guys are really just fast and probably a little bit brittle. All right, so let's get started. First up is power allocation. So everything recharges. We're on turn 1, so it's not really going to matter that much, but we're going to allocate all of our power. So this guy uses 5 points of power to power everything. And he's got a capacitor of 12 and 12. So it basically always recharges completely. So we know that these two are going to be charged up. Power used is going to be, let's see, how much power do they take? 1 and 2 total. And then sensors and everything. So yeah, that's just a total of 5. So it's going to use all 5 power. We're not going to bother with trying to manage it because it has 12 available. The Sarshi has 8 plus 10, which means that it has a capacitor of 8, recharges 4. It's got a battery with 10, and 5 points of power pushed to the battery will get 1 more point loaded in. But we're starting out with 8 plus 10. So we have 8 plus 10. I don't know that we're going to necessarily use all of it. It requires 5 to run all of its equipment. Although it does have the proton knife, which has the increased power option. See if we can find my booklet. Ah, there we go. If I can track that down. Oh, that's going to be under... Ooh, not there. Increased power. Weapons with this enhancement may have additional power applied to them. For each point of applied power up to the maximum listed in parentheses, which since it's not listed there, it's 1. The weapon's at will defensive fire rating increases by 1. So that'll be helpful if we need to worry about defense. But right now we don't. So I think we'll just leave it as it is. We won't give it any boosted power. So we'll keep it at power used 5. And then finally over here we have 12 plus 10 available to it. This one has the comm disruption that we talked about and the increased power. But I think we're just not going to worry about that either because we're really starting out here. That's a long distance. They're not really going to be interacting. And they don't know each other they don't know what's about to happen between them, so they will just use all the power that they need, which is 7. There we go. And then we'll come over here. This uses 6, and it has a reactor of 6. I don't know why I listed that as 5. That's incorrect. Power available is 6, not 5. I have a feeling that that's an error. Yeah, I think that's an error on my on the original sheet. So power required for everything to run is 6. And before I forget, I am going to go fix that. All right. Now on to the Tetiravi. Has 8 available power. To fully power it, it takes 4. Now, the reason this one has so much extra power available to it isn't because it can do any kind of special stuff, because all of these weapons in the Obrakiti ships are pretty basic. They don't have any special abilities. The reason it's set up this way is because you can use that power to push to the engine. Now, why does it say power available is 8? It's actually, I wonder if it's actually 8 and not 6. So I say 6 here and 8 up there, which is obviously a discrepancy. I think I may have typed that number in wrong. I think it might be 6. Once again, I'll be right back. No, actually, it is in fact 8. So we're going to see if we can make a modification here. See, this is what the point of the playtest is to make sure we fix errors. Let me give it a black color here. And can I, oh, I think I need to lock this, don't I? That's not gonna work. Hang on. Yep. We've got to take a minute to reload because there's a lot of editable sheets running here. So yeah. Oh no! Did I mess this up? No. Okay. Back around here. So this should be 8. No. Let's erase that. There we go. That's the small one. So we're going to make this 8. And we're going to make that 8. There we go. Now we're doing fine. Okay. So, like I was saying down here, it's going to be 8 and 4. So you'd be able to push, even if you have all your power in use, you could push 4 into the engine and look at that. Just our luck. It takes 4 points to boost this engine by 1. So that could bring it to 9, and then we could overload our thrusters if we needed to. This thing is intended to just be fast. And then finally, the Teomradi. Power available is 6. And it's going to be using all of its guns at 6. No special abilities. So, yeah, there we go. Oops. All right, it will be faster going forward, I think. That's just the initial setup. As we get used to it, we'll kind of lubricate our brains as far as how the power is going to work. All right, initiative determination. First turn, it really is just based on... there's no die roll or anything. It's just based on your initiative level, initial initiative, and speed. And so I've already laid that out here. So let's go ahead and determine our electronic warfare levels. So this guy, the Rikasu, has sensors of 4/8, so it takes 8 points of power to increase that to 5. We're not going to be doing that at this point. Although we could technically, if we didn't use all of our power, we could push one more and give it a 5, but we don't really need to do that. They're not going to be interacting in this first turn, I don't think. So we're just going to go 2 and 2 on this. So this is still 4/8 here. And we're going to do 2 for 20 inches of range. And we're going to do 2 points of countermeasures so that we have some ECM just in case we need it. Let me see. I'm trying to see. Do I have... yeah, measure movement. I need to make sure that I have measure movement turned on for all of these guys. Just one of those quirks of Tabletop Simulator. Well, not a quirk, but it's a feature of Tabletop Simulator. Not specifically related to the game itself. This is really just so that it's easier for us to track distances. We don't have to use like a ruler like you would in the physical game. Okay. This guy, similar thing. He's got a 4/4. And so we're going to give him a Shroud of 2 and 20 and 2 countermeasures. Finally, this guy, 4 and 4, 220, and 2 in countermeasures. Now, if we look at the distances here, where's my... I'm trying to remember how to do my distance lines. Ruler mode, center. There we go. That's a 20-inch shroud. out to there. So there's not going to be any combat in this first round, certainly. Okay, so those guys are done. Now over here, they've got 6 and 4. Now, if I wanted to, I could. These guys are intercepting them, and so these are the attackers, right? So I could see about doing something with that. That's 30 right there, and they're going to end up inside shroud range, no doubt. The issue is that even though I've got a really good range on these weapons, -1 per 3, not with the point defense, but -1 per 3 on there, and there, and there, that's still a penalty of 10, which is huge. So it's not super helpful, at least not right yet. But we'll still do 3 and 30, and 3 on the countermeasures. We'll do the same thing for these two guys here. And then over here, 3 and 30, and 3 on the countermeasures. We don't have any guided weapons. And so now we move. All right, so first up is going to be the Parakti, which is this guy back here. He's the support corvette, which is this one here on the third one down. Now he is currently moving at speed 3. That's how we start the combat. Well, start this scenario. So if I move him 3, he's going to go out to about there. And I need to make sure that it's doing it straight out. Do I want to increase his speed or do anything? Well, this guy is useful, but he only has these proton claws, which are super short range. This one's better. These proton claws are super short range. This guy's going to have to come real close. This guy can hold back. The knife guy, the Sarshi, who is here, he can hold back and try to stay out of range, whereas the Parakti and the Rikasu will have to come in real close. So now basically they've spotted these guys right there on the board. So I think the Parakti is going to hold back and wait until maybe it needs to use its fusion disruptor. It's going to stay in the middle range, and the Rikasu is going to try to come in close. So starting with the Parakti, we're just going to have him go forward, probably accelerate by 2. Yeah, okay, yeah, let's have him accelerate by 2. Thrust cost is 1 per inch. We can push 4 through here. We've got 4 on there. So this guy is going to go... So we're going to push 2 in the back, which is half of what we have available to us, but we don't really need to go any more than that. We're going to run the arc wheel down. Oh, why is this guy too small? Let me fix the arc wheel sizes real quick. All right, that's fixed. That's what we're doing. I just wanted to have this line extended out for myself so that it's easier to see. Let's go to top-down camera. Now he's going to go a total of... He was moving 3, and now he's going to be moving 5. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab a vector marker. And we're going to move that out another 5 for the next turn, just in case. There we go. Wonder if I can tint these guys at all. Nope, not really. That's all right. I'll be able to keep track. It's not that big a deal. All right, Parakti has moved. Who's next? Next up is the Sarshi. Sarshi can push 3. Has an engine output of 3, so you know, he's not very fast. But he's the guy that we want to put into the middle, I think, right? Let's see. No, he's the one at range. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. He's slower than the other guys, but he's got the best range. So that's handy. He's moving 3 right now. I think we'll leave him as moving at 3. And we'll keep him going in the same direction. Go ahead and grab ourselves another vector marker. There we go. And just turn that around. So I know it's from this team. Okay. That's done. Next up is the Tetiravi, which is this guy over here. Now the Tetiravi, this guy, yeah, he can push 8. This is my fast boy, right? This is my fast boy. I'm gonna name him. I'm gonna name him Fast Boy. So I remember. I have a hard time writing with my mouse. Fast. Oh dear. Fast Boy. There. Okay. My Fast Boy. He can push 8 through the thrusters with 8 in the engine. And let's see what he's got for weapons. He's got 1 P-beam, so he's gonna do a quick hit and run, right? I think that's what he's gonna do. He's actually gonna go and get out there. So let me see what I want to push through. I have 8. I can push 8. If I increase, he's got a thrust cost of 1, so I could increase him by a speed of 8 to bring him to 11. That might be what I want to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and push 8. Oh, and now I should also mark over on these guys before I forget what this speed is. He's pushed 3, so he's 3 and 3, he's now 6. So his speed is going to be 6 over here. Not 67, 6. And this guy got pushed by 2, so his speed next turn is going to be 5. All right. Now back to here. Fast Boy. We're going to be going to 11. And he is basically in the right direction at this point. He's moving in the right way. He is going to go real fast. If I run him out, let's see. He's going to go to here. He's going real fast. And then on the next turn, he's going to do a quick spin and accelerate in that direction. So he's going to try to do like an arc around this guy, I think, these 3, and just fire as he's coming around. I think that's a plan, right? That's a good plan. There. Now let's grab some vector markers. I'm going to need 3 of them, so might as well grab those other 2 right now. And we're going out by 11. That's not 11. Hang on. I don't need to do that. Do this out to 11. That's what I want. There we go. Now, if this one, if he still moves at the same speed, which I'm sure he will. Nope, didn't mean to do that. Try this again. Come on, fix it. There it is. 11 is here. Right there. He'll be near the edge of the map, but he's probably not going to do that. I think I'm going to have him turn and accelerate in that direction, so he'll kind of slide over this way a little bit. All right. Next up is the Rikasu. Rikasu has an engine of 4.5, can accelerate, or has a thrust rating of 4. I think this guy, this Rikasu is my close in, so he's going to have to really go fast. So I think I should push all of my power through that I can. So he is a 4.5, and I'm going to push 4 all the way through. He's got a thrust cost of 1, so that'll increase his speed by 4 and bring him to a speed of 7. Okay. 7 in this direction is here. And next turn it'll be, oh, right on the money, right there. All right, so as we can see, we are getting a little bit of distance on these guys. They are ranging differently. And at the next turn, they'll probably start turning in and seeing how they can spread themselves out a little bit and separate. We'll see. Okay, next up is the Te Omradi, which is this guy here. Engine of 4, can push 4. Let me clean this information out, which we don't need. There we go. Now, the Tetaravi has good range on his weapon. They all do, really, so... Okay, Tetaravi, you're over here. No, not that one. Omradi. Come on, Kevin, pay attention. Omradi. This guy. So he's currently moving 3. I think I'm going to have him maybe come around this way. So he's going to do a quick rotation. A quick pivot. I'm going to have him pivot up to 60 degrees. I don't know that I want him to pivot the full 60. Let's see. I could have him pivot 30. And he'd be a little bit... Yeah, that'll get him behind those guys. So I'll have him pivot 30. Oop. 30 to the clockwise. And he will keep his same speed, I think. No, he should accelerate. He should accelerate. So he's going to accelerate by... Well, let's... well, we can't do that. Okay, so he's got to do his port... He's got to do his port thruster, which means I only have 3 left. So we're going to use 3. We're going to bring him up to a total speed of... Well, not necessarily a total speed of 6, but he's going to accelerate 3. So what we're going to do first is figure out where he would have gone if he had gone 3. There we go. And then we're going to go 30 degrees and also go another 3. Let me grab another marker just to make it easy. Not quite. It's a little bit too much. Not that it really matters. Okay, there we go. So now we got to track our actual distance here. our actual angle and distance. 5.8 rounds up to 6, and it is 15 degrees. But since he's going to be at 30 degrees, he's going to be at minus 15 degrees. The speed is going to be 6. And his direction relative to himself is actually going to be 15 degrees less. So it's going to be 345. So that's his actual direction relative to his nose. So he's now going 6 total speed. And he goes over to here. All right, and now we go 345 at a distance of 6 for the next turn. There. And I think, yeah, that's an extra marker. We just delete that. All right, and then finally, we've got the Tekashiki. This guy over here. He's the one with the point defense weapons, which means that he can get in a lot closer because he can, he'll be able to defend pretty well. He's got a -5 on that one. So let's get him going as fast as he can. And he'll just go straight, and he can push 4 if he's only doing that. So we'll go ahead and have him push 4. Oh, no. There we go. So that brings him to 7. Right about there. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to do that. And then we got to do the 7 from here. That's right. I'm a smidge rusty on how I run this, how I manipulate these little pieces. So, okay, there we go. All right, so that's an interesting run there. So this guy is going up to... He's going up to 7. He's technically 7 right now. I should have marked this one as 11 over there. Technically, I don't need to write that number down here because that's might change, but it helps me personally kind of keep track of things going forward. That's all right. Okay, so I think we're going to end it here because there's not much left to do, right? We've done our movement. We're not doing any weapons fire. Everybody is still too far away. And so there's no damage and no final actions. So we're going to move back to power allocation for turn 2. Oh. Don't move the whole thing. There we go. Turn 2. There. And we're going to leave it here for right now. Obviously, not much action yet, but this is the early stage of the game here, the early stage of this combat. Next turn, they are going to be quite a bit closer to one another. They're going to be, like, this is going to be the closest distance between them here. This guy is coming around, and this guy's probably, so these guys are probably going to start curving off this way. This guy's probably going to start curving off that way as well, depending on how I want to play it. And these guys are going to really be trying to get through the gauntlet because they weren't planning for this combat. They don't really want to be a part of it. They might just keep trying to go to the right side of the map unless they get some good shots in. We'll see how it turns out. They might just decide to stay in the fight. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time.